Hi guys, this is Tony here from Roos. You're about to sit down and enjoy an interview I just did um, over there, and so do like and subscribe so you can get all this straight into your streaming and into your consciousness as soon as it arrives. So enjoy the interview, and I will. Over to you, Tony. Right. So thanks for coming on and chatting with us and giving us your precious time.
Thank you for having
It was a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Now, this new album that's coming out on the on the very, very soon, I believe,
me.
11th of April. Am I correct?
April 25th.
April 25th. Sorry,
Yeah.
April 25th. I didn't mean to get that wrong. So it's your 10th studio album.
Yes. Number 10, 20 years into this solo career, which is
Yeah, that's
insane
crazy, isn't
because
it?
I didn't know if it was even going to go past number one. It was just an experiment, and it became the main thing. It's crazy how that. I'm so glad I did this because I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. I'm not sure I would have did something, but like just this whole idea was just sort of something I jumped into really quickly. I didn't really think about it. I sort of jumped out without the parachute on. Exactly. I had it in my hand, but I didn't have it on my back.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've always been a busy performer. I mean, you've been doing a lot over the years. It's not like you've just turned up yesterday. You've had a big busy career before this, and and outside of this.
Yeah, I mean, I stay busy. I stay busy. It's staying busy keeps me creative. Music is fun for me. I don't look at it as a job.
And that's the way it should be. I think that's the way it should be because then you feel more your creation, what you create is more fun for you, right? Less of dollars, more about
Yeah, I mean
art.
the whole point of the whole point of being in a band as a kid was to avoid responsibility and a job. It seemed rock and roll was an escape from the real world, and so if I could make it seem like it's fun fantasy world for me, like last night we were getting dressed here on the bus for the show, and all the band we're all around the same age. We're all 50 years old, close to 50 years old, and we're up here watching cartoons, acting like complete kids, and we're like, yeah, we're 50. That's how it should be. I grew up watching Pee Wee Herman, Pee Wee's Playhouse, and Pee Wee's Big Adventure, and I was like, man, if I can grow up one day and be a giant kid like him, and here I am living the life.
Yep, yep, and exactly right. I'm a little bit older than you, but I feel that same way. I mean, it comes across in his music, particularly this last album. It's real schlocky. It's a
Yeah,
real ode to the VHS horror movie for me. Going to the rental store and taking home. Oh, my guitar fell on the floor. Getting home. Sorry about that. My cat knocked my guitar over.
it's all right. It
Apologize.
happens.
Yeah, it's going to the VHS store and getting those horror movies back home and watching with your mates with with your snacks and your Coke. That's what it reminds me of listening to this album.
Yeah, it's a good VHS store
I can't hear you.
album soundtrack. It's a good VHS video store movie soundtrack. Yeah, I mean, I think this album would be a perfect soundtrack if you were a kid like me going into a video store in the '80s and seeing all the just all that imagery from all those horror movies and stuff. And I think my album cover looks like that. I think the songs are a reflection that could be the soundtrack to one of those weekends. And that's sort of the spirit I went in with this record. I wanted it to be a fun, disposable, leave your brain at the door album. And I think I succeeded with that.
I think you absolutely did because I've played it a few times since I've received it, and it has a lot of energy and fun, and
Yeah.
it's not throwaway because it's a brilliant album, but it has, like you said, it's not, you don't have to sit down and intellectualize each track. It's there just to have like monsters and the devil and the satanic
Yeah.
panic and all that sort of stuff going on.
It's
Um,
quick. It's a fun house ride. It sucks you in and spits you out, and you want to climb to the top and do it again. And that's
yeah,
kind of the
exactly.
record that I want. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly. Like a roller coaster. Yeah, you get to the top,
Yeah,
come down, and want to go back up again, right? And
yeah,
some of the
exactly.
yeah, and some of the tracks on this album, I have to say, the when the devil commands, which I absolutely love, by the way. Um, and I don't want to say this sounds like something because I hate telling people it sounds like things, but it does remind me of a ministry a bit. You
Mhm.
know, that kind of energy
Yeah,
that
I mean,
ministry bring.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, all of so many influences come with that. I mean, there's almost I would even say the band Killing Joke, which is a big
Oh,
influence on
my favorite band of all
Big Riff.
time. There you
Oh
go.
well, there you go. Well, that's the Killing Joke riff. Killing Joke is one of my favorite bands. So I would say that riff is definitely more of a Killing Joke inspired kind of riff, and it's not anything that's complex. It's just a riff. And Killing Joke was, in my mind, they created that sound,
Oh yeah,
with their Pandemonium record.
yeah. Oh mate, and Geordie, I saw Pandemonium, the tour that
Yeah,
back in 94, 95. Pandemonium. It was an amazing tour.
yeah. So just the sound that they created on that, I think is and then Motley Crue later on, or with or not even later on, Motley Crue, Doctor Feelgood. It's the
Yeah.
beginning of that. People have told me that Devil Commands reminds them of Doctor Feelgood, which I believe Motley Crue got accused of plagiarizing "Love Like Blood" Killing Joke from that. So it's all Killing Joke from the riff is Killing Joke. It's nothing new. It's just I
Oh,
admit
I
it.
don't know.
That's what
Now,
it is.
now you said that, I can't. I'm going to listen to it over and over again because as I said, I love Killing Joke very, very much, and you don't
One of
hear
my
a lot of
favorites.
people. Yeah, wonderful. You don't hear many people say that, unfortunately, sadly, because they love it, but they don't say it, and it's really
Yeah,
good that you've can't say the word, eulogized them in this song,
absolutely.
which is great. But I said the whole thing, the whole In Misery, Bloodstorm. I mean, there's so much going on in the album. It's it's just fun.
Yeah, that's what it's
Yeah,
supposed to be. It's
yeah, man.
and our new single "In Misery" is out this week. It's Thursday,
Yes,
and it's got a whole visual with it as well. It really brings the song to life. Like I like the song, but I like it better now that I've seen the picture painted with it, and that's a good feeling as an artist to do that because sometimes you don't get it exactly how you want it, and this was in my mind, the video, and then like just to see how it turned out is just way beyond that. So I'm very, very happy. Everything is just lining up perfectly with this record and release. And I know I made a good record. I know I picked some good songs, and I know my fans are going to like this album. Sometimes when I
oh,
put records out, I never know. I'm like, I think they'll like it, but this one, I know they're going to like it.
well, this has all the energy of your previous work. It has all of the fun, energy, and heaviness of your previous work, and but adding to 11. It's gone up one. Like,
I made a checklist. I'm not even making a joke. Like there is a checklist of essentials for these songs. And I went back and made a list of all of my favorite Wednesday 13 songs. And I made a list of all of my favorite or the fan favorite Wednesday 13 songs,
mm,
compared them and went, oh, they're very similar. And then I picked all the favorite ones that were likewise. And then when I started writing these songs, I said to myself, okay, well, what if I write a song that's in the vibe of I Walk with a Zombie? And then the song Decapitation came out of that.
yes,
And then when I write something like my old song Scream Baby Scream or something, then that's when the Devil Commands came out. That's more the heavy guitar, the Killing Joke White Zombie guitars.
mm,
So everything is, so this whole album is sort of like each song is kind of a tribute to all of my favorite songs. So if you listen to it, and go, oh, that reminds me of that old Wednesday song. I'm like, well, it was supposed to.
yeah. And isn't that wonderful though? Because that's a lovely kind of Easter eggs that the fans will get when they listen to the album. The,
I
the
mean,
true
we
fans.
all chase that with every band that we listen to. When you've got a list of favorite songs, so talking about Killing Joke and Motley Crue, make a
Mm,
list of Motley Crue songs. All the fans they're chasing those hits again. They want to hear "Looks to Kill." They want to hear "A Shout at the Devil." They want to
yeah.
hear something like that. So you know, I thought about that. I'm like, well, fans love "I Walk with a Zombie." They love Bad Thing. So let's give them a new version of that. Not stealing from that song,
No,
but
no.
just something in the same spirit. And I think I did that. I think every song is kind of an ode to another Wednesday 13 song.
Yeah, I think it's right because the DNA then is in all of them.
Yeah.
And that DNA, even for new listeners, which is great because then new listeners to the band who may not have heard of you before come to this album, although they must be living under a rock if they haven't heard of you. But if they,
Right.
they come to the album, and then they'll go to the others,
Yeah,
because and that's what you want, isn't it? You want them to go from, wow, this
absolutely.
is brilliant. What else have they done? Oh, I like that because it's a bit like that. And it's easier
Yeah,
for them
it's
to
the
come into the catalog.
yeah, it leaves room for everybody. If they like what they hear now and they're new to the band, they're only going to like it even better when they go back because it'll work the exact same way, but opposite. It's just you'll go, oh,
You've
this
got
song
all
reminds me of that.
directions.
I didn't even know that. So it's I think it was a good way to think about writing the songs, especially this far into the career and 10 albums and just I mean, what I do isn't rocket science. It isn't anything new, but I do have a certain style that I do, and I just focused on my strengths, and I think I nailed it.
You absolutely did. It's all killer, no filler. Like the whole album
Yes,
is
yes,
exactly how it should be, and it's well balanced. You've thought out the track listing works really, really well. Opens with an absolute banger and it finishes with a banger. And I think
yeah,
that's the way it should be, you know.
yeah. I ended the record like one of our live shows. Like you'll really feel like you're listening to a lot. Like that's how I would end my live show. Is how the last song ends, and it was done on purpose. There's a side two to this, so side two starts with Bloodstorm. So if you listen to this, I wrote it in an old school way. There's a side one, there's a side two. You can listen to the songs out of order individually if you wanted to, but if you listen to them from beginning to end, you'll understand my picture I'm trying to paint here a little better.
I think, and I was only saying that to someone yesterday. That's right, that we went through a period where everything was iTunes, one song for a
Yeah,
dollar, buy one song, it killed the album. But I think that bands like yourself are coming and bringing that back, bringing the album back in
yeah.
a way that we all really, really want, you know.
Well, it's just like a horror movie. You could go watch all this kill scenes, or you could watch the movie and get the story. So get the story and see it all. Or, if you don't have the patience, you can listen to it one at a time. But it's better if you hear the whole story.
I think so. And talking about horror movies, I think your homage to the horror movie genre has always been amazing in your catalogue, right? It's always
Thank you.
been there. And for us lovers of horror movies, as I have been my entire life, it's always lovely to, like you said, I walk with the zombie, and it's like, oh, you just get those little title mentions, and you go, and it just brings that memory of the movie, of watching that movie the first time, and the sensations, and
Yeah,
yeah, which is what you do well. And again, doing on this album, love it.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
No, pleasure, pleasure. And again, I just love the whole kitschiness, and like you said, it's fun rock and roll. Love the video for the first single. I thought
Thank you.
that was absolutely right up my alley. I absolutely loved
Yeah,
it.
it was so much fun doing the video. It was really easy to do. We luckily found a church that allowed us to do what we did in there, and it worked out. I mean, it's I had the whole thing scripted out in my head. I knew what I wanted to do, and pull it off and have it turn out the way it did was a great achievement. And one of my favorite videos that I've filmed. I mean, it was just everything, but recording this album, making the videos. It's all been it's all been fun.
And that's what you want, right? It comes across in the music. I have to say, watching the video several times, I didn't know that was real church. I would have thought that it would have made it, you had to make a set. It's so good that you could
No,
find a church that would go, yeah, come in, you can do that.
well, it wasn't a functioning church that has like services. It was an old church that's rented out for movie sets and stuff. But
Oh, fair enough. That's
but
good.
it keeps the entire church aesthetic there. So we just used all the stuff, and what better way to recreate the satanic panic of the '80s in that
Oh,
song?
it
And
was brilliant.
I I just went for it. I'm like, what else should you not have in a church? Stripper pole, check. Hot chicks, naked,
Yeah.
snakes. What else you got? And we just went down a list and made it happen.
It was joyful in a dark way.
Yeah,
Um, and I love
Yes.
that, and I love that. And then you know what? It reminded me of times when bands would get in trouble for doing things like that, you know, and
That's the whole point.
and that's
Yeah.
it, right? And why
Yeah.
wouldn't you? It's just
Yeah. That's the
joyful.
way my bands did it. That's the way I saw Wasp and Motley Crue doing it, and just carrying on that.
Yeah,
And these days.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's right. This no one can accuse you of being conservative, my friend. I mean,
Yeah.
no, and rock and roll needs it. It needs people like you.
Absolutely.
It really does. It's corporatized beyond its point of
And
awfulness. So
I
it
don't know how
needs
anybody's even inspired to be in a band to do anything anymore. It's just, yeah, it's a different world these days. But I'm glad I grew up on what I did, and I know what what makes me do what I do, and it means something to me. This is rock and roll is something that's important to me, and I carry on that tradition with all my heroes. So
brilliant, brilliant. And now that you mentioned Killing Joke, I have to say I'm going to go back and listen to that again. As I said before, because it's like, oh, a Killing Joke reference. Well, I'm going to go back listen. Ah, dear. But thanks for coming on. Thanks for sorry about the interruption in the middle there.
that's all good.
Um,
It was a cat. I love cats. So if
my
cats cause a
cat
problem, that's
knocked my 72
yeah.
Fender Jazz over.
Oh no. Well,
Yeah, yeah. Jumped into in my cupboard there and knocked my very old and very beloved 72 Fender Jazz over. It's
uh,
like, well,
oh
is what
well.
it is.
Yes.
Yeah, it is what it is. She's an angel, so we don't mind. Um, yeah. So thanks for everything. I hope the album goes well.
Thank you very much.
I hope that when you tour it, it goes down a bomb. I'm sure it will. And
Yeah,
I hope
man.
the
It's
new
cool.
single that comes out is. I can't wait to see the new singles video. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's
Um,
another good one. It's a total different vibe, but it looks it's probably my favorite video I've made in a while. Just we created a good atmosphere on this one. Fans are
Wonderful.
gonna love it.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you love your stuff. It's really important, and it's wonderful that you feel this is something great because it comes across in the album. So,
Thank
um,
you.
thanks again. I hope to get you over here sometime soon again to Australia. That will
Yeah,
be
we'll be there soon, either September or January. We're looking at dates now, so it
whoa,
won't be too long. Won't be
brilliant,
long.
brilliant. Well, I'll be there. All right, take it easy, my
All right.
friend. Enjoy the rest of your
All right,
day.
dude. Okay, man. Thank you. Have a good
Bye,
day.
mate.